We had an 1,100 lawyer firm that recently moved over into Sierra. They used to be just purely on-prem. And as they've gone through their month-end process, I mean, they process about 10,000 pre-bills a month. And they saw the amount of time it took them to process the pre-bills once they moved into Sierra, cut in half. That's why people are moving to the cloud.
From Aderant, this is Studio A, the podcast that helps legal professionals like you stay on top of trends and solutions that keep your law firm thriving. Welcome to another exciting episode of Studio A, where we delve into the latest conversations shaping legal tech. I'm your host, Will Ayers, and today we have a very special guest on the show. He's actually been on the show before and was our first guest ever in the history of Studio A. We are thrilled to have Mr. Chris Cartrett, President and CEO at Aderant, here to discuss Aderant's approach to enhancing the client experience and all of the transformative solutions Aderant is delivering to empower law firms around the world. Chris, it's an absolute pleasure to have you on the show again. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very good, Will. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'll add that to my resume that I was the first ever guest.
The first ever guest.
There you go.
Now, you and your team continue to be at the forefront of legal technology, and there's a lot of excitement in the air, whether it be products or the Momentum Global Conference that's coming up. Can you start by giving us an overview of Aderant's vision as it pertains to enhancing the client experience and what that means for attendees this year that will be in Dallas? Because that's something that you've been talking about a lot, enhancing the client experience for law firms around the world. Can you give our audience a little more detail about what that means?
Every year we go into Momentum, it feels like you spend the majority of your time rolling out all the new things that you've built, all the enhancements that you've added to your products. And really, over the last 3 or 4 years, we've added a lot. And there's been a lot of change. There's been a lot of transitioning to the cloud, working with systems that firms have that are on-prem, multiple different vendors. There's just been a lot going on. And then you add in this kind of advent of AI that we now have kind of pervasive across our product line. One of the things that we've really tried to step back and look at is like, okay, the products have continued to advance in the way that people want them to advance. But if I'm really honest about how we work and serve our clients and how that relates back into the products, I wouldn't say we've hit that one as head on. And so one of our goals this year in Momentum is to really kind of catch everybody up on the things that we're doing that I think are very massive enhancements, really from the people part, meaning the people who are serving our clients, the processes that they have to deal with, and providing them greater transparency into how they leverage our products, some of the things that they can do and manage themselves, but then also into what we're doing in the products that we think will dramatically enhance their client experience. Should be a lot of fun. I think people will enjoy the investments that we've made.
Speaking of investments, lean in a little more about what that means for our product suite, because I know there will be a lot of big announcements in Dallas, but just take us through what that means for the Aderant product suite.
Yeah, so it goes really across everything. So I guess it's been maybe 2 years ago now, we introduced askMADDI. So MADDI meaning like it's kind of a lot of different AI tools that we've developed and created internally. And we talked about askMADDI to assist from just the general support experience. So what people will start learning about this year is how we've actually moved askMADDI directly into the products and into the apps themselves. So that, for example, while you're working within an application, you have the opportunity to ask MADDI right there for queries on your data and information, understanding pieces maybe about the product itself. So really trying to help people be a lot more self-sufficient in like how they use the application. To me, that's like a perfect example of an investment that then gets made available to you to really kind of benefit the what you do and the how you do it within the different applications that you may have from the Aderant portfolio. But then you take that one step further. You know, we've always talked about We mainly work with your kind of medium to really large global law firms. And those law firms oftentimes have some very unique things that they need to do to serve their clients. And so that can create complexity. How we are able to help simplify that complexity and really be a little bit more transparent to the customers and what they want to do within the product, where things are happening within the product, how things are actually working. Also, we think will greatly enhance their overall usage and then their experience within the product itself. So I'm pretty excited about where all this goes.
Now, there are kind of like two verticals to enhancing that client experience, what you led with. First is the product, and then it's the people. There's a new position at Aderant, Chief Client Officer. What does that mean, not only for Aderant, but for the law firms that Aderant serves?
Yeah. So this was something really kind of following through on a promise I'd made a couple of years ago at Momentum, actually, to our customers. So like one of our core values at Aderant is that we're all in for our clients, and people who keep coming back to us say over and over again, hey, it's how you step up when we run into a difficult spot. But even in that world, if I'm really honest about how have we evolved our business, we've really kind of remained in our departmental structure to try to serve our clients better. Well, as you continue to expand, especially expand your product lines, the types of things that we're doing today, your world between what is support, what is professional services, what is cloud operations, what is, all these other departments, CX, all these things, it starts to mesh together. And so for a customer who now is leveraging, Aderant products from what they're doing within their talent management to how they're handling their docketing, to the bills that are going out the door, to their lawyers leveraging our AI for timekeeping and outside counsel guidelines, we're in so many different places. We needed to structure ourselves and organize ourselves differently so that we can provide a more holistic care that the clients need, like literally from what they may be dealing with in their HR team to what you may be dealing with in your billing team. And so to do that, if we're going to centralize this, I need to put someone in charge who really understands our customers, understands, Aderant, where we've been in the past, some of the places maybe where we were successful or some of the places where maybe we made mistakes. And so that's why we introduced a chief client officer. But then specific to that, it wasn't just the role, it was the person. And Josiah Chaves has been instrumental in everything that's happened within this business, literally for the last 11 years. And so moving him into that role was the most logical and made the most sense. Now, Will, the thing I would tell you that I think our clients will enjoy the most is too often it's about people and processes, meaning, okay, they're going to rearrange their people. You're going to get like a dedicated account manager or whatever. That's not what I'm talking about with client experience. Client experience has to flow all the way through. Yes, it's people. Yes, it's process, but the product piece is a big deal. How your clients are leveraging the product, making sure the things that they want to do are available in the product, or if they get stuck or they have challenges that we alter what that looks like, right? Like you actually invest in the application itself to help people be more self-sufficient, or in Sierra to be more self-sufficient. And Josiah, being somebody who literally helped us get Sierra off the ground 8 years ago, to running our business of law products, which is hands down the largest product lines inside the Aderant business, moving over into this role with the sole purpose of focusing on the clients, it was a very important move for our business. And I'm very happy that he leaned in and wanted to do this.
Driving innovation, driving capabilities, that's a huge piece of this pie as well, I would say. Are there any new innovations that you can touch on that you and your team plan on unveiling at Momentum?
There's a whole lot. So there's a brand new general ledger coming out for all of our expert clients. There's a new AR module coming out for all of our expert clients. There's enhancements now across the VI product line that we think will help a lot of people in our talent management side. The Milana product line has just taken off over the last 2 years. So there's greater enhancements there. When you think about work to cash, because that is really where our business is kind of centered in on work to cash and the talent that kind of goes across that. A lot of the AI tools we've been building have been things to help automate all those different areas that exist. The new pieces that actually go into the narrative creation, the understanding of passive time that then flows into a bill that lines up with the rules and guidelines that you have for clients and how that flows, those innovations I think are going to be really huge for our clients. And then personal opinion, the one I'm the most happy about, is that we're releasing something called Stridyn Analytics. A couple of years back, we started building out a platform. Last year, we finally gave it a little brand of Stridyn. And Stridyn, if you remember, Will, is nothing more than like a core underlying infrastructure that really works across all of our different applications. So everything kind of sits on top of it. But because of that, there's a data plane within Stridyn that actually allows you now to really do research and queries across data areas. Well, this first piece that we're rolling out to everyone at this momentum is to allow them to do some of the more advanced reporting that previously you've had to go to either other vendors to have happen. You had to build custom things yourself. And that was not really an elegant way. And to be honest with you, we always felt like it was one of our failings as a business, that we had not delivered on the reporting promises really that we needed to for all of our customers. And so I do believe this release is something that's going to really excite everyone, because probably was a gap of ours for too long. And not only are we coming to market with something good, we're coming to market with something that is actually pretty special.
Before we close, law firms, partners, legal professionals in general, they will all be traveling to Dallas for a Momentum Global 2025. You'll be taking the stage multiple times, actually, but you'll be kicking things off at General Session as well. What excites you the most about being in Dallas for Momentum 2025?
It's the people. It's the community, period. I mean, I say this all the time, and I believe this with all my heart. There is something unique about the Aderant user community where they really take care of one another in a way that is unlike any business I've ever been involved in my entire life. And I love it. Like this morning, I actually get this every morning. Inside even our user communities, people asking questions, hey, here's a better way of doing this, or here's another way of doing this, or sharing information to help people really leverage the products and applications maybe better than they could before. Or a lot of our clients, as you know, man, they need to do custom things in the software, and being able to talk to other clients about how they do that. To me, that's everything. Like when you get to the event and you watch these people that, some of them working in a law firm in New York, some of them working in a law firm from LA or Dallas or whatever, and they see each other, and it's like old home week and everybody's come back together. Hands down, that's the best for me. Like it truly is what gives me my energy when I'm there. I'm very excited to see everyone. Very excited.
Well, Chris, thank you for joining us for another episode of Studio A. I think I speak for a lot of people. We look forward to seeing all of the incredible things at Momentum 2025. But it's truly been a pleasure, and I know you'll be back on the show once again.
Let's go. Thanks, Will. I'll see you, man.
Stay tuned for more insightful discussions and exclusive content from Studio A, where we bring you the latest in legal tech and innovation. For more from Studio A, be sure to check us out on all major streaming platforms. We will see you next time in Studio A. Thanks for listening to Studio A. For more from this episode, visit Aderant.com. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss a beat, and we'll see you next time in Studio A.